Welcome to BMX Race Hub, the British Championships here at Derby. Okay, so day one here at Derby. On day one, we've got the younger riders and all of the cruiser riders. So on track action all day today and tomorrow, Sunday, where we've got the older racers. And you'll notice there's only certain jerseys on in use today. So every rider qualifies through their regional races to be here. And then they wear their regional jersey. So that's all you're going to see on track for the whole weekend, which is absolutely brilliant. It's a real kind of grassroots support of BMX, and this is the pinnacle of that regional series, and it brings the national activities to a close for the year. So in the meantime, let's go and find some people to talk to. Okay, I'm here with Alexis McCartney, racing cruiser today, 13-16 girls cruiser, and then 15 girls 20-inch tomorrow. Alexis has agreed to be our guest presenter for the Scotland region today. So how many times have you been to the British Champs then, Alexis?
I've gone about 5 times now. First in 2019, and then, well, this is my 5th time. And yeah, my first time I got motoed because it's pretty hard.
That's how it works, right?
Yeah, and then my other 4 times I managed to get into the A final. So pretty good, yeah.
That's a good strike rate at the British Champs. So yeah, what are you hoping for this year?
For my cruiser, I'm kind of hoping to possibly win it, and for my 20, at least get into the A final. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. All right, well, let's find some Scotland riders to chat to.
We found 2 Scottish riders, Harris and Ewan. And we're going to ask them some questions. So we'll go with Harris first. How many British Championships have you done?
1. This is my first one.
This is your first one. And Ewan?
Yeah, this is my first one as well.
Good, good. So what are you expecting for this weekend?
I'm expecting to try and get to the 8ths.
Good, good. And you?
I just want to finish in a good place and get into the final, and try and get into the final.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Great chatting to you, and good luck out on this weekend.
Okay, here with another of our guest presenters. You might have heard of him, Ross Cullen. He's our North guest presenter today. Ross, back from Paris. Yeah, how did that go? How was that?
Yeah, it's a good experience. I mean, the Olympic Games is super special, and to be at my second Games was really cool. I can't lie, I would have loved to be on the start line, and it was an itch I couldn't scratch. But it's lit a fire in the stomach for LA. So I think the 4 years will go like that, and I'm going to be ready for it.
Yeah, it's a weirdly long cycle, isn't it? And focus, period of time, 4 years. But as you say, it'll be over in a flash.
Yeah. I think learning from Tokyo, I know it was only a 3-year cycle, but witnessing what Beth and Kai did in Tokyo and the motivations there, and it's lit, and you think by the next Games I'm going to be special, this is going to be happening, that's going to be happening. Before you know it, you do a few seasons and then you're there. So I think, yeah, there's a big goal set in the head for LA, but there's also some stepping stones next year, some big goals I want to tick off at the Worlds and Euros next year. Want to be on the box there. So I think if you follow the process, you do what you need to do, it'll cover itself off.
Well, as you know, I've said it before, we're all right behind you, mate, and exciting to watch. And of course, here the British Championships very much about the grassroots up, isn't it? And it's the feeder for all those things you've just been talking about. And you were telling me it's not your first British Championships.
No, so I think my first British Championships was 2008, I believe. And yeah, I think over the years I've won 6 titles, but my last British Champs was in 2018. And then we had obviously competitions, a few injuries and COVID, so I haven't actually been able to make one. So yeah, when this came up on the calendar, we were meant to be in a bit of downtime. But I thought it'd be great to come. I mean, the British Championships it's a special race in my heart. I've got great memories here with family and friends over the years. So yeah, it'd be nice to come and experience it and hopefully come away with a good result, and more importantly, just enjoying being on my bike, being at a race that isn't so, there's not too much pressure on it. It'll be nice. It'll be good to just go and spin the legs.
All right, well, they'll all be gunning for you, I'm sure, as well. But yeah, let's go and find a couple of budding Ross Cullens to talk to then from the North region.
Right, so I found 3 of Midlands' finest talent. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Brooke Fawcett. I'm Grace Gerard. I'm Bella Gerard.
Very nice. I remember growing up, a lot of my British championships were at Cheddar, but I believe now Derby's a new hotspot. How many British champs have you ridden here?
2.
2?
2. 2.
Very nice. And last but not least, what is your best position at British Championship so far? We'll start down this end.
6th. 5th. 1st.
Okay, so we got any aspirations for this one apart from the obvious? Where are we wanting to finish by the end of the day? What place in the final?
Top 3. Top 8. Top 4.
I think they're very modest. I think if I was your age, I'd be saying first. But wish you all the best, ladies. Give us high fives. Go and smash it.
Okay, another guest presenter, East Region. You might have heard of her, Freya Challis. Hi, Freya. How's the season gone for you this year?
I could say it's not gone bad. Got all the goals I wanted to do this year in European, World, and then the national title in Championship Women, and now the British champs. See what happens tomorrow racing.
Not your first Brits. How many are you racking up racing here tomorrow?
So it was 10 years ago. Yesterday was my first Brit. So without COVID, it'd be like 9 or 10. So yeah.
And you've been racing with the boys for most of those, I think. And more recently, you're back in with the women, and tomorrow it's championship, yeah?
Yeah. So from 11 to about 14, I raced with the boys, and then stepped out into Championship Women last year, and then doing my second year this year.
All right, good work. And yeah, I'm just going to say two numbers, 2 letters, LA28.
That's the goal. Always been. Got a lot of work to do, but they say aim high, and that's what I'm aiming for.
Well, as I've said before, and you know this, we are all right behind you, mate. So the best of luck over the next few years.
Thank you very much.
Right, now Freya's going to speak to some riders from the East region and ask them a few questions.
So we're here today with 2 East riders. What's your name?
Imogen.
Imogen. How many Brits have you done?
0.
0. So this is your first one, yeah? What's been your best experience so far, and it's only day 1 of racing?
Taking part and just enjoying the experience, really.
Yeah? How's racing gone so far today?
Didn't make it through. I've only had 3 races and that's it.
Yeah? We're going to come back next year fighting even more?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Love to hear it. What's your name?
Thomas.
How many Brits have you raced?
I think this is my 7th Brit.
What's been the best experience and it's only day 1?
Just like kind of the atmosphere at the campsite, it's been quite fun so far.
How's it going in Cruiser today?
First, second so far, second pick in the semi.
That's what we like to hear, and then racing on 20-inch tomorrow?
Yeah, hopefully make the final, that's the goal.
All good.
Okay, here with another of our guest presenters today. We've got Ollie Copping from the Southwest region / Wales. Ollie, you're a corner wizard. What are you looking forward to tomorrow at the Brits?
Well, this first corner looks, I've seen a lot of moves happen on it today, so I'm excited to see what I can do tomorrow and just see how far I can get.
I reckon that third corner's got Ollie Copping written all over it as well. What do you reckon?
Yeah, we could have a few high-lows, and that second corner looks tight, so we could have a few in there as well.
Well, that's all good. What about, how many Brits have you been to? What's this number in terms of British Championships?
So this is actually my 10th Brits. I done my first one when I was 5. Obviously missed a year for COVID, so yeah, it's my 10th Brits. I love coming back to Derby, so yeah, it's good to be back.
Yeah, great one. And obviously Cardiff, the track now is there, the opening race a couple of weeks ago. How's that looking, mate?
Yeah, it's amazing, all the hard work Dad's put in. It's great to see it finally turn out. And our race the other day, it was great to see all the hard work paying off, and all the kids seem to like it. So yeah, it's looking good.
All right, nice one. Well, look, let's chat to some Southwest riders, and thanks for being our guest presenter today.
No worries. Right, we're here with 3 riders from the Southwest, and we're going to interview them and see what they think of the track. So we have Jacob Washburn,
Mason Jones.
Owen Miller.
So boys, I'm going to ask you what you think of the track.
I think it's good. I like the first corner. It's going to get some moves, and the last straight's pretty fast and flowy.
Brilliant. Corners are really good to pedal out of.
It's quite nice. It's like all laid out really nice, and it's really smooth.
So it seems like they like the track. How many Brits have you done?
I've done 4. This is my 5th one.
First.
This is my 3rd one. And what are you looking forward to? Like, what result are you looking to get this weekend?
I'm hoping to get into the quarters tomorrow.
I'm hoping I'm in the 16s.
I hope I get in the A final on my cruiser. So, are you double biking or are we just doing the 20-inch?
I'm just on the 20-inch.
Just on 20-inch.
Double biking. So you're double biking. You doing cruiser today and 20 tomorrow?
Yeah.
What are you looking to get on your cruiser?
I've just raced, I'm looking to get a final, and then I reckon I could probably get quarters tomorrow on my 20.
That's good. Thank you very much, boys.
Thank you.
Okay, here with, 80s and 90s, I suppose, as well. A bit of a legend, Dale Holmes. You'll know Dale, some of you will know Dale from some of the work he's still doing in BMX and never really not been involved. But go back to the past first, Dale. So, some of your sort of highlights and achievements and what you got from BMX.
I think started it in 82, 83 was when I was my first full-on season. Raced the first ever BMX British Championships, the Derby Greyhound, just a few miles over there. And just continued riding, racing ever since, really. Turned pro Superclass 16, 1988. And then, raced into the 90s, moved to the US, and continued to live and, be involved in BMX over there.
Yeah, and riding bikes, it's still quite good, I think. What I see anyway on the pump tracks, you know.
I don't feel it, but yeah, I still try and do it anyway.
It hurts a bit more now, doesn't it? And presently in the States, like you say, you're doing loads of things, but the summer camp stuff or the camp stuff is really interesting, so yeah.
Yeah, through my wife, we had a connection with the YMCAs in San Diego, and we came up with a program for a summer camp. There's all different kinds of summer camps. The YMCA do skate camps, surf camps, all different kinds of stuff like that. So we devised the BMX one. We've been doing it 10 years now. The YMCA bust the kids into the track. I meet them there with bikes, helmets and gear. And we do a whole summer of it. Every week is a fresh new bunch of kids that come in. And it continues to grow. We had 2 of our biggest camps this year with 70 kids, which was a lot. But it's getting more kids on bikes and introducing them to BMX. So it's been great.
Yeah, too right. It's a fantastic program. And then we'll share a quick view then on the future of the sport, where we are now, where we're going over the next few years. Obviously, LA 28 Olympics as well. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah. I think especially in Europe, as I always look in and watch what's happening over here. It seems like it's especially in England, unbelievable how big it is now. Just watching the cruiser finals. I was telling my mum last night at dinner. I said, this is the first time I've been to a domestic English race where I can't see the race because there's that many people watching, So very impressed. I think it's bigger than a normal national I would see in the US, just with the participations and just the crowds watching atmosphere. I think it's great, and obviously it's continuing to grow out here. So if I was younger, I think I'd want to be back here,
Well, the numbers are similar. I mean, in the mid-80s, late 80s, 86, 87, I think we were having 1,400, maybe just 1,500 at the Brits in the BBMXA sort of end of that before it merged and EBA was formed. So we're at similar level now. The last 3 years, we've had 1,500 riders at the Brits, so pretty good.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest ever British Championships was the final one, 1988 Greyhound Stadium, and that topped just 1,400. So I think you guys have done it 2 or 3 times now, right, in the last 5 or 6 years. So, and like seeing this weekend, it looks like it's continuing to grow, which is amazing.
All right, well, if we can take some of what you've been doing in the States and you can continue doing what you're doing and grow the race series, then we'll all be in a good place.
Yeah, I think everyone's just got to do the part, If you've been around a long time, I feel like if you're still involved and, you've had a good run at BMX, I think it's important to give back as well and, provide for the next generation. But at the same time, as old guys, as we still want to have a little bit of fun as well. And so I think it's good for the old guys to keep us involved. And I think that's why you see a lot of old guys still involved, right now.
All right, well, great to see you here. Thanks very much, Dale, and keep up your media work as well.
Cheers, mate.
Here with Dylan Clayton, National Talent Development Coach. We last spoke at Cyclopot last year, actually, but obviously done loads of stuff in the meantime on the talent pathway. Yeah, a bit of an update from you then, Dylan. We've had junior men this year, and obviously some of the girls stepping up to championship women, which is, I think, transformed those categories.
Yeah, totally. So junior men, we kind of come up with that idea when we first started the talent pathway, kind of that transition into BMX Supercross, obviously in Manchester, and then we wanted to help and support that through National Series Racing, so created that junior men's class. Like I said, it's been it's another great stepping stone for those riders who are really, really wanting to push and step into that championship world, like at UEC level and UCI level. Yeah, and I think the riders, what that's doing for the riders now is giving them a more emphasis to, on training and performance, which is what they need to do to be able to move into those categories. The girls is so exciting for the girls. You and I had this conversation a long time ago that when we first started the pathway, when we was setting RSR, like minimum standards and stuff, and we got some questions about the girls' criteria was the same as the boys, and I decided to stick with it, and it's one of the best decisions I've made, because it's made the girls go out and practice those flat skills, those manuals, and those bunny hops, like play on the bike, jumping off and down curbs, and we've really seen how that transitions into the connection with the bike, and now obviously the evidence is for everybody to see when racing under the Reeves series, which is great for us, that transition up into BMX Supercross, seeing that girls' gates full, it was pretty emotional for me, because I know the journey that some of those girls have been on. But the level is unbelievable. Like you're saying, all the girls now from the pathway stepping into championship women at national series level, just, the top end of the sport's never looked, not looked like this for quite a long time.
Well, next 4 years, obviously through to LA 28, the talent pathway is, I think, really, really coming into its own now. And the broader the base, we talked about this the other week, but the broader the base, the taller the pyramid, right? So, and we want to get multiple riders at Worlds and Europeans and qualifying. So, yeah, what's your sort of thoughts over the next few years?
Well, I just think, we're always looking at, technique and turning that like basic jump technique into race jump technique, and we're really we've really pushed with that stuff over the last few years, and riders, the connection with the bike is so much better now, and we've seen that's almost transformed the competition environment a little bit, like you're saying, in those age groups, like 15, 16 boys, girls, those ones who are on that journey are already at some point of the pathway, but want to keep going. Like today, obviously this weekend at the Brits, especially today in those age categories, they know they're good on the bike now, and that gives them confidence. So when they race, like where before there was just a lot of follow the leader, where like we're now seeing riders who are super confident, they're not having to really focus hard on delivering good technique, because they're kind of naturally doing it a little bit, and therefore they can concentrate on reading a race, bridging a gap, looking to see whether that rider's going to move away from the racing line and they can attack it. There was a race today that, I watched somebody come out of turn one and kind of set themselves up for a move that happened in turn three, and they did all the right things. They bridged the gap on straight two. They used the tarmac in turn two, like the momentum line, to fire themselves out of the line. Went wide into straight three, and just set up a perfect high-low for the last turn.
Oh, nice one. And thanks for everything that you guys do, and obviously British cycling more broadly. I personally, I'm invested in it. I think it's fantastic. I think it's really valuable. And you work with your clubs out there, work with your coaches, and we'll see you on the talent pathway somewhere.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, we see you all the time.
Well, yeah, it's boring, isn't it?
We appreciate what you do as well for us, and obviously the hub is great, and that's also adding to the transformation of our sport here in the UK. So yeah, thanks guys.
Thanks, see you soon.
See you later.
Here with Graham Stark from Kebab House Race Team. One question, Graham, why?
Because I was doing nationals for the first time, and it felt like I was playing with the big boys sort of thing, and I didn't want to be taken too seriously. So I came up with this logo with JW Designs, and it's taken off. It was just a little logo on my number plate, and got to put it on a hoodie because it was such a good logo, and it's just grown and grown and grown, and people connect with it really well.
So it's not all BMX dads, but there's quite a few hanging around the Kebab House Race Team gazebo these days. Obviously, you've got the merch on this weekend as well. It's really cool. Yeah, why do you think that appeals to a certain age of gentlemen?
I think we're all realistic about podiums, and mortgages. It's the commitment level. It's racing. You're still racing. You're still having a great time, but there's more to winning than podiums.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. You've got to pay the mortgage on a Monday, haven't you, really? So, yeah. And what's the big plan then? What's the plan for 2025?
This time next year, Rodney will be millionaires. More shows and see how it goes. Grow the brand. It's not exclusive to BMX Racing. I think it's got legs outside of it, but how? Well, BMX Racing is linked in for so many dads do so many jobs, and there's been a lot of help from a lot of the dads as well with marketing and stickers even. There's so many guys that just got those little bits of information and guidance, more than willing to help out. Everyone likes the brand and supports it. It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
All right, well, good luck, and it's great that there's a bit more fun injected into the sport through Kebab House Race Team.
Yeah, there seems to be room for it. It's really good and very humbling. Thank you ever so much for everyone's support, including yours.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Well, there we have it. That's the end of day one. The presentations are happening behind me. Also, the National Series presentation today. Tomorrow, it's all the 20-inch categories, the older age groups, on track for even more action, even faster racing. Looking forward to it. Oh, thanks. Okay, day two, British BMX Championships. We are literally just starting racing now. First moto is dropping down the start hill now. There we go, we're live. Today is the 20-inch categories, 13 plus, including the championship and superclass categories. Everyone, remember, is in their regional shirts, even the superclass and championship riders. It's a really lovely part of the British Championships. Everyone qualifies regionally and races for their region. The track is running really well. They've just been blowing the dust off from the muck that was dragged on yesterday. The sun is shining, a bit breezy, might be a sprinkle later. But yeah, let's enjoy the racing and also find some other people to talk to. I'm here with Dean Reeves from Peckham and Morocco. So Dean was at the Olympics, amazing experience. Tell us about that, Dean.
It was great. I think from the opening ceremony all the way through to going home, there was loads of standout memories in there for life, and that moment before you got up to the hill, very special, very memorable, and like no other race, so really good.
And were you on the Moroccan bus for the opening ceremony?
We're on boats, but yeah, I was on the boat. Yeah.
Boat, sorry, yeah, not a bus, boat. Yeah, they used the river, didn't they? It was quite a busy river.
Yeah, it was awesome. We got drenched, but it was 2 hours of soaking wet fun. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, nice one. What's your aspirations for the next few years? You said the journey isn't over, so.
For me, I just really enjoy riding my bike. I enjoy training, so I'll keep doing that and race the races I feel like racing and keep going, yeah.
All right, well, nice. It's really good to see you here. Great inspiration for all the riders and our guest presenter for the South region of the British Championships here. So we're going to pass the mic now to Dean.
All right, I'm here with Angus and Rufus, who have just given us a little bit of their time before they go up for the quarterfinals. How many Brits have you done so far?
This is my second Brits.
Second Brits.
Second Brits soon.
Second Brits as well. And what are you aiming for this Brits?
I'm aiming for a semi-final. It's a tough quarter, but try and make it through.
Tough quarter.
Hopefully aiming for an A final, but we'll be happy with the semi. So.
Okay. So how are you feeling about how you've ridden so far today? Happy with it?
Yeah, I'm feeling consistent. Gates are going well, which is unexpected. But feeling smooth on track. A little windy though.
Yeah, good gate, same as well, and feeling way better than last year. So.
All right. So with the wind, it's quite windy today. Have you noticed any spots on the track where you maybe can get in a little advantage, or you got to be a bit careful?
Yeah, second straight coming towards the end of it. It's like quite side wind. It's just crosswind. It's just really hitting hard. So yeah.
Yeah, it's on and off, but mostly second straight. It's really bad. Like second lap, it was tough. So, yeah.
All right, you got to go up for your quarters. Good luck, boys. Wish you all the best. Hopefully see you in the semis. Thank you.
Okay, time for the inside line. British Championships Day 2. We had the whole of yesterday's racing and then today as well. I'm sure there's a few things to talk about. But first from me, obviously, is the way everyone arrives at this event and qualifies. So the regional grassroots qualification process with 1,400 riders here this weekend.
Yeah, we couldn't have asked for a better event than this, 1,400 riders. I don't think we've had that many since the 1980s. And the fact that people turn up who only normally race regionals, you don't know who certain riders are in certain categories, it's prime for a big surprise on, come main time, because, you don't know some of these riders and they turn up and they do well. It's great.
Yeah, certainly back in the day it used to be the case. There was no internet or Instagram or anything else, so you didn't know a lot about anyone's form, and they would rock up and blow your socks off. And it's still happening, as you say. Yeah, so a few standouts for you, Lewis.
Do you know what? We've had some wicked racing. I mean, yesterday, some of the riders, the way that the moves were happening in the corners, especially from some riders that you might consider less experienced as well when it comes to racing, the way that people are working the turns. I think it's really important when we come to Derby anyway that riders are using the turns to their benefit. But the way that they've been doing it over the last couple of days has been fantastic.
Yeah, for sure. Wind's picked up day 2. Been a few crashes. Obviously, thoughts out with everyone who's been involved in an incident in crashes today. A few injuries that they'll take away with them, I think. But the racing's been really good.
Yeah, racing's top notch. British Championships, you can't beat it. I think it's second only to like the Worlds for me, in terms of atmosphere, in terms of action, in terms of, you know, the way people really put that extra effort in, because everybody wants that coveted 0-1. It's the only plate that you can walk away with at this event. It's like winning the FA Cup. You know, you're in the competition. You know, best man on the day wins. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, I personally love it. I think it's the jeopardy on the day as well. You've got one shot, not a whole series. And I know, you know, the national number one's a really big deal, but I think the O1 is a really, really big thing to win.
Yeah, I think every rider wants it. Every rider that turns up here, their one goal is to come away with that 0-1. Some people perhaps have different sort of levels of that goal, but they all eventually want that 0-1. So to see the competition coming into these events and just seeing how much these riders want it, it puts on a show for the spectators, puts on a show for us guys as when we're watching from up there. It just makes the event exactly what it is. It's like you say, it's that coveted 0-1. Everyone's after it, and everyone is willing to do whatever they can for it.
Yeah, so next up finals here from day 2 from the seniors, I suppose, 13 plus. But just sort of reflecting on the summer and then the next few years, we've got an Olympic cycle ahead of us, LA 28, Los Angeles, and I'm already quite excited about it. And chatting to Ross Cullen yesterday, you know, he's obviously on a mission. It sort of starts, I guess, tomorrow, but and Freya and many others as well. You know, obviously it didn't quite go to plan in Paris, but a really interesting few years ahead of us.
Yeah, I think it is. They've got a full Olympic cycle this time. It's 4 years instead of 3. So, you know, they've got more time to prepare. They've got more time to get those vital UCI points. I think, you know, GB didn't get what they wanted for Paris. You know, they really wanted 2 riders in for the men. They didn't quite get it. They've got a lot of time now to make up for, you know, any perceived mistakes that they think they've made. And yeah, with the future's bright, like, you know, with Freya coming in and that kind of stuff. And we've still got Emily and Beth on the women's side, and Ross Cullen, and, you know, you've got Callum Russell coming through as well on the men's side. It's going to be a very interesting time. And like I said, I'm excited to see what they can bring in for Los Angeles 2028.
Yeah, and we've talked about it before, but beyond that as well, the development pathway is really, really strong. And I think that, you know, for me, the broader the base of that talent, the taller the pyramid, if you know what I mean. So I'm a big fan of that broad base, and let's see where we get to in the next few years. Okay. Right, well, on with the finals, day 2, and then the presentation. There's a parade to get in as well. We'll capture a bit of that on the highlights show. But in the meantime, next up are the finals. two of Derby's representatives, Caroline and Laura, and well, it's about to go off, isn't it, with the parade, which is at the end of the race weekend this time rather than right in the middle. I know it does make a mess of the track, having lived and breathed it a few years ago. But yeah, tell us about what goes into organising this event, just briefly.
A lot of hard work behind the scenes, a lot of emails, a lot of stress, a lot of organising and people power, and without the volunteers none of this would happen at all. So.
Yep, it starts months in advance. There's a lot of admin work, a lot of time, a lot of effort, physical work on the track. It's everything and the kitchen sink into this event, really. So.
And it's absolutely brilliant. It's the second time we've been here in 2 years, and obviously we were here a few years ago as well. I know Dina always says never again, but
yeah, we said that last year, and look where we are. But I think, hand on heart, I think if we were to want to do it again, or somebody said, "Do you want to do it again?" we would. Yeah, we would definitely.
We would. As much as it is difficult, it's hard work and stressful, and it's the decision making that is difficult. But when you see it all play out in action, it really is all worth it. And when the club comes together, it's fantastic to see it.
Oh, it's fantastic. You've done a great job. It's been a fantastic event again. Whatever the weather throws at us, it's been absolutely fine. The track's ridden brilliantly. The racing's been fantastic again. So from everyone, thanks very much for everything you've done.
Thank you. Thank you for coming along.
Yeah, thanks for all the riders and families for coming and making it what it is, really, as well.
Yeah, cheers. Okay, well, as is tradition at the British Championships, every region has a theme and they do a parade. And it's the Midlands first. Wow. And there we go. This is the parade. It's a real big part of the British Championships. And there's a theme. I guess this is Where's Wally for the Midlands. Is this Where's Wally? It is. Where's Wally? Where's Wally? Where's Wally? Anyway, what a fantastic part of the the tradition, and yeah, enjoy the parade. Osmanum. We spoke to you a couple of times this year, so quite a good year. You won the National Series and then taking the O1 today. How'd you feel?
Oh, how do I feel? I can't really explain it, to be honest. I don't think it's settled in. I mean, yeah, I'm happy. I think I rode good races all day, and yeah, I'm just happy with the performance. So I'm sure in the next couple of days it'll probably hit me, but yeah, I'm just happy with the day.
Yeah, good riding today, mate. So you are our regional guest presenter for the Midlands region. You're on loan to the Midlands, obviously. You're from the south, aren't you?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, we'll maybe have you back. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll have you back next year. But yeah, so you're going to interview a couple of Midlands riders, and yeah, I'll hand the mic over to you.
Brilliant. I'll take that mic from you. Thank you very much. So George and Annie, tell me, you guys have had a pretty good season so far. I mean, the season's finished now, but you've got one more race ahead of you, Ravels. What did you guys do in the off season to prepare yourselves?
So this season, I started off with a round in France. I did one of the Saint Etienne rounds, and then I did the last round of the racing under the roof to get ready for the 8 meters. And then as well as that, I did a bit of a training camp at the Acre Farm in America. It was really good, developed me a lot, like living with pro riders for 2 weeks.
Maybe tell them about the pro riders that you were training with to give a bit of an aspect to that.
Yeah, so I was training with Jeremy Smith and Rain Langford out there, and Will Grant, and they just have a good setup over there. So it just gave me an insight into what the other guys are doing, so I can step up my training for the upcoming season.
And yourself, Annie, what did you do to prepare in this off-season for this race season?
I just ride for fun. Got on the 20-inch because I was a bit bored of cruiser. Love it. Got the podium. Maybe a few people were injured, but like
You've done well, yeah.
Yeah, more women, get them all into 20-inch.
Yeah.
Just enjoy it. Enjoy everything.
Okay. That's a good point you're making there about having more women in the sport. What do you guys think can be done to improve sport, well, BMX specifically in the UK, and what potentially you guys doing right now to help that?
So within the Midlands, I'm doing the development centre coaching. I'm helping out on a lot of those, and wanted to run some and just develop like the up and coming junior elites. So get more in junior, get them jumping the pro sections, and then get everyone a bit more confident jumping in a more skillful region. I think that's the main thing for me. I like skills, so everyone should be skillful.
100%. Just so you guys know, this guy is crazy in games of bike. You wouldn't want to see him at Birmingham. I was scared. I forfeited straight away. So yeah, same question to you, Annie. What do you think can be done?
Definitely. I run girls only sessions along with Lily. We like jumping, manualing, getting all the skills in, like George was saying. I've got girls only sessions coming up at the indoor. Yep. Just girls inspiring girls. That's what we need.
Okay. And is that a derby? Is that?
No, I've got the indoor session books. Nottingham, Derby, everywhere. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And when you're doing these sessions, how do you advertise them? Just so if people want to get involved and know how to book on and stuff.
Yeah, I need to advertise more. So they're on my Facebook, Annie Chiziwa. Lily posts them on hers. Lily C BMX coaching.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Cool. And are there any spaces for any other riders to be coached by you, George? Any Instagram, Facebook you want to plug?
Yeah, definitely. George 1.1 on Instagram, and George Hunt BMX coaching. For anything, I do one-to-one sessions at my local club, and we have a Tuesday night session. Everyone's welcome, so let's get as many people down there as possible. Get a good training group, all right, and we'll develop all the Midland riders.
Yeah. And if you guys are thinking about doing anything for the Midlands, you want to start riding and you're not sure how to, just speak to any club in the Midlands. They'll be more than happy to help you out.
Well, that is a wrap on the 2024 British BMX Championships at Derby. The presentations are going on behind us now. It's been a really good day's race, day two's racing. Great day yesterday as well. All the new British champions and some repeat British champions are now getting their trophies. And yeah, a bit of a party at the end of the weekend, bringing a draw this year to the whole series as well. So yeah, it's been a very busy year, but a really positive year, lots of great racing on track, and we're looking forward to seeing you in 2025.